I will never get an electric car. I can't even remember to charge my phone.
Don't knock it till you try it. They are life-changing. My life and my bank account without paying for gas bi-weekly or even weekly are thriving.
I don't know. They're too ugly, like Teslas. I cannot rock with that.
I never said get a Tesla. You don't want to be caught supporting Elon anyways these days.
Well, what would I get? And also, side note, what is wrong with Elon Musk?
Okay, firstly, I don't really know what you should get. I have a Nissan Leaf, and that's doing me pretty well. And second, you seriously don't really know about Elon like that?
No. I thought he was a smart guy who builds cars and rockets. What's your problem with him?
Well, do you know what his biggest donation is?
No.
Around $5 billion.
Dang, that's a lot of money.
Wait. $5 billion. Yeah, wow, that is a lot, sure. Nope. That's like 1% of his net worth. And also, guess who that donation was to?
Who?
His own program. It then dispersed to actual good donations, but that big $5 billion was basically to himself. Billionaires like him, they just have no hearts at all.
They are part of a democracy, though. Please explain to me what your solution would be.
You sure?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Wealth is important to all of us. We made a world where the value of things is more important than the actual things themselves. Extreme wealth accumulation is bad for our society due to billionaires' selfishness, the exponential increase of billionaires who inherited their fortunes, and the increased influence on politics that they have. Many billionaires today inherited their wealth. In fact, Forbes noted that every person under 30 years old who became a billionaire last year in 2024 inherited their wealth. While the overall percent of billionaires who inherited their wealth is still currently the minority, the increase is exponential. This also does not take into account all the near billionaires and rich CEOs who got their spots from cronyism and corruption. Oxfam noted how around 60% of billionaire wealth comes from inheritance, cronyism, and monopoly power.
What's cronyism?
It's like giving someone a job because you know them. Like someone hiring their cousin for a manager position.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, I used to think my family was so rich. We would have elegant and fancy meals, and we would go out all the time to the best hangout spots. I would ask for things and always get them. It was amazing. As I've grown up, though, I kind of realized that those fancy meals, they were just ramen and chicken nuggets. Going out to Chuck E. Cheese seems a lot less cool now. The chips and toys I would ask for at the grocery store, they were never more than $5. By no means were we poor. We were actually pretty well off, but the point is that my parents, they worked insanely hard to get where they got, and I benefit from that. And I will have to work really hard to get where I can go, to get a house or a nice job. I don't really have someone spoon-feeding me $1 billion. These people did not work for their money. But even the ones who did, quote-unquote, earn their wealth are still really selfish. So let's go back to what I was saying about the Elon donation. These billionaires only love giving when it's to themselves. A while ago, we talked about the Forbes 400, a list of the 400 richest people in America. In 2023, Forbes made a philanthropy score, which evaluates the charitability of these people on a scale from 1 to 5. 2/3 of the billionaires received 1s and 2s on this scale. That means that 2/3 of the richest people in the U.S. donated less than 5% of their net worths ever. But let's discuss the good. A notable billionaire who does donate a significant amount of his money is Bill Gates. His total donation amount could be upwards of $100 billion spanning his career. It may seem contrary to my argument to bring him up, but if only 1 out of 400 billionaires is donating that kind of large amount, that's a problem. Also, billionaires notoriously hate taxes. According to Oxfam America, billionaires in 2024 paid a tax rate of around 3 to 8%, which is lower than the average American's 13%. People who have 9 digits of money pay less percent in taxes than supermarket employees and teachers. This is not okay. Billionaires are unusually selfish people. They continue to avoid these tax cuts by being more involved with politics. Which, actually, let's talk about politics. As the Brennan Center discusses, big money can use super PACs to infinitely fund campaigns and are influencing politics more and more. Big money, of course, refers to billionaires and their companies, and super PACs are political action committees that can raise an unlimited amount of money to fund campaigns. Elon Musk himself spent around $300 million for Trump in 2024, and the super PAC Future Forward spent more than $200 million on Joe and Kamala. Individuals and companies should not be able to have this much impact on presidential elections and honestly just elections in general. It is also not uncommon for billionaires to have real government positions. Talking about the current administration, Trump has a record-setting 13 billionaires in his administration. If we want to preserve our democracy and the true freedom it should hold, we need to rid billionaires from the political space.
Okay. But wouldn't it just be a pain to get rid of them? And don't their large companies contribute a lot of jobs and actually put more money into the economy?
I somewhat agree. It totally would be a pain to completely get rid of them, and it would arguably be pretty socialist to even suggest that. I think I saw an article from the Heritage Foundation, and they explained how most billionaires' extreme wealth is held in single assets, which is usually just a large company. And these large companies do contribute jobs, yeah, but the wage difference between a common worker and a CEO are just too far apart. Just because there are more jobs does not mean that there is equality in those jobs. Billionaires could be taking so much more action into solving huge problems in America as well. We talked about Flint last episode. Do you remember how sad that was?
Yeah, but no one can really fix that, can they?
That's the thing. One billionaire could fix stuff like that in probably just a couple days, in a perfect world. After browsing through a couple blogs, the cost would not be higher than like $1.5 billion. That seems like a lot, but it's less than 1/3% of Elon Musk's net worth. Due to mismanagement of the funds and, lack of care for the problem, people in Flint are still getting diseases and brain damages by the immense amount of lead in their water. To wrap it up, the problem with extreme wealth accumulation is way bigger than just the money itself. It's about how it impacts society as a whole. We're seeing more and more billionaires, many of who inherited their fortunes, getting richer while the rest of us struggle. This creates a system where selfishness and inequality thrive. And it's not just about the money, it's about the power that comes with it. These ultra-wealthy people are shaping policies and influencing politics in ways that don't have the best interests of everyday people at heart. The divide between the rich and everyone else keeps growing, and it's hurting all of us. But here's the thing, it does not have to be this way. The answer, as we have discussed, is not eradication of billionaires. We can start shifting the conversation and focusing on values that really matter, like fairness and empathy and doing what's right for the greater good. We don't need to accept a system that's built on greed and power. If we all push for change in a way we think about success and wealth, we can create a world that's a lot more just and a lot more inclusive. So let's start holding ourselves and others accountable for having better morals. It's time for a change, and we can be the ones to make it happen.
Okay, now that you're done talking so much, I actually see your point. Your evidence was strong too. I do agree with you that people just need to be better people. I was not really informed about it, and that's my own problem. I guess people just need to know where money lies these days and that everyone deserves a happy life.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Share, give. It feels good to be a good person, truly. Our age group, our generation is the future, and we gotta lock in. Anyway, what'd you think about the meatballs I sent you yesterday night?